Max Verstappen will start on pole for the Australian Formula One Grand Prix this afternoon, but will reliability issues with the car once again come back to haunt the team? Well, for more, let's go to Albert Park, where our reporter Luke Doherty is at the track. Luke, good afternoon to you. So Red Bull have a rocket ship when everything works, don't they? But the team will be once again hoping everything works as it should today.
Yeah, indeed. They really have struggled for reliability just a little bit so far this year in 2023. For as fast as that car is, last run in Saudi Arabia, Max Verstappen struggled with a drive shaft issue. And then here in Albert Park in Melbourne, we also saw Sergio Perez struggle with a bit of a brake issue that sent him off in the first part of qualifying. He's actually going to start from pit lane today as well, so a huge task ahead for Sergio Perez. Just give you a little taste of the atmosphere here as well, and about an hour to go until the race gets underway here in Melbourne. This is the paddock here. It's behind the track. There's team garages over to our left, and over to our right, it's the team hospitality tents. You'll see drivers darting in between the two, trying to escape the 1,001 microphones that are here, trying to just get a last bit of insight into what they're thinking. Mark Webber, Oscar Piastri's manager, is over there in the McLaren tent. Oscar is in the McLaren tent at the moment as well, going through final preparations. What a huge week it has been for him at his home Grand Prix as well, Oscar Piastri, trying to deal with all the hype and all the excitement. He's going to start from 16th, so he's not going to challenge up the front of this race. A bit of a long afternoon expected. The weather, after being drizzly all week, is absolutely superb. So they're going to get completely different conditions to what they've faced throughout Friday and Saturday as well. So the engineers in the garage as well, not going to be happy with that because they haven't had any running in this type of weather as well. So many variables to play out here at Albert Park in Melbourne. But just on Oscar Piastri, to start from 16th, as we mentioned, this is a little bit of what Oscar had to say after qualifying and how he's going to deal with the race today.
I'll try my best, of course. We'll see what the overtaking's like. I think for everyone out there, it'll be pretty difficult. It's historically not the easiest track to overtake on, so we'll try our best. But yeah, we'll see what we can do.
So Max Verstappen to start from pole. The two Mercedes are going to be behind him in Lewis Hamilton and George Russell. Russell to start from second, Lewis Hamilton to start from third, Fernando Alonso in fourth, and then they're all watching behind them because the charging Red Bull of Sergio Perez will be coming, albeit at a circuit where overtaking is incredibly hard, but Sergio Perez will be trying to get up there to finish on the podium places and knock one of those Mercedes, or perhaps a charging Ferrari of Charles Leclerc or Carlos Sainz, out of those podium places.
All right, well, yeah, doing a great job there, Luke, as you always do. It's going to be certainly a long afternoon. Oscar Piastri and his McLaren, as you just showed him there. What can we expect for the rest of the day?
Yeah, so we've got about just over an hour to go. Lights go out at 3 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time now, local time here in Melbourne. So the driver parade has been done. So now the drivers are just sort of bouncing between these two areas, getting a last little bit of nutrition in, going through their final preparations mentally and physically. A lot of them takes a lot of time to warm up. Yes, they're sitting in a car, but they're actually testing their reflexes. They're going through those preparations much like a footballer would, even though the footballers are much more active. So this is go time for them now, the final time to count down until they get in that car and go around one of the fastest circuits now with 4 DRS zones, which gives them a little bit more pace, the most DRS zones of any circuit anywhere on the Formula One calendar. So they will be bracing for a wild afternoon as they try and, for those who perhaps didn't perform in qualifying like they would have liked, move up the grid. And if you're Max Verstappen, well, the two Mercedes behind him are trying not to let him sail off into the sunset, and Max trying to rack up another win for 2023 and keep his bid for back-to-back-to-back world titles on track. You can see it all live on Fox Sports. You won't miss a minute. And then afterwards as well, on Fox Sports News, going to have all of the wrap-up. Next hour on Sky News as well, we're going to hear from former F1 driver David Coulthard as well to give us some insights into just how this race is going to unfold. Jane?
Yeah, what an afternoon, as you said. Perfect weather, although variable conditions for the race. But yes, for spectators and so forth, amazing. Thanks so much, Luke. Talk to you again soon.